morning, Tennessee Valley. Welcome back to this Friday morning again.
Friday before the end of the month, Friday before the 4th of July week.
Right, busy week.
Hot today too.
Yeah, it's been
already
hot.
This morning it's humid.
Right.
I've been sweating. And
You're already sweating.
Yeah, I'm already sweating. That's because we have a hot show today.
That's right, hot show.
We have a hot show. Tell them who's going to be on.
We've got Gil Frederick.
Oh, you know, she go to the fireman right away.
That's right, get to the fireman.
Go to the fireman, the hot fireman.
Hey, it's the only male on the show.
He's here to promote a calendar for the firemen. Isn't
Okay.
He? Gil's like, no.
And then we have Jamie Ryan from Blush Magazine.
Publisher and owner of Blush Magazine.
That's right. And
out of Atlanta, Georgia. We bring him in. She got an early drive and a long drive, so she's going to be here with us today. And
we've got Jessica Carasquillo from Social Security Advocates.
Right, she's here to sing today.
All
the guests didn't know this. This is one of those. She's singing. Gil's, he's got suspenders on and everything today. And
you're all fired up today, James.
Hot flashes or something. I don't know. Do men get hot flashes?
I don't know. Obviously, because you're
age.
sweating.
I'm at that age. Yeah, I am. It's hot in here today. So, 4th of July coming up. We want to talk about that. Talk about fire safety, and then Jessica's going to talk about disability solutions and things that she does and helps out in the community. And then Jamie Ryan's going to talk about Blush Magazine. Right. And I didn't realize that many people knew about it. I mean, I've seen it around. It's an oversized book, and Gil and I was talking about it. It's the big oversized pink magazine. So even the men know what it is. The women haven't carried it in. You can hide behind it. So we're going to have her, Jamie Ryan on here for that, and talk about, like I said, Gil's going to be here to talk about fire safety.
That's right.
Fireworks coming up.
We need to be safe. We got the fireworks coming up.
Yeah, not just that. I mean, it's summer, barbecue and all that stuff. So he's going to tell us all that. Because he scared me last time. Nothing. I went home and checked all my fire.
You checked everything.
Yeah, I did. I moved stuff out of the cabinet above the stove and everything.
Right.
So he scared me. He's going to scare me again today.
Right.
He's going to tell me
I think somebody made a comment about that being a little bit scare tactic type show.
Yeah.
that we had on.
Yeah, because we had the EMS, fire department, and the police department.
Right.
We scared you, see.
Right before the holiday.
Yeah, right before.
We thought Christmas was all fun.
Yeah, we could get the police department on here to tell us where their speed traps will be.
No, they won't tell that.
No. Oh well, I wouldn't tell you anyway. Drive safe.
That's right.
So that's our show today. We want to give the guests as much time as we can. So we're going to go to commercial break, and we'll be back here in just a few moments with our first guest.
Town Americana, where trucks are big and bold, and a handshake is firm, and your word is gold. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens is a $2,000 drive. Maybe you're coming from here or here, doesn't matter. Buying a truck from Don Ledford in Athens will save you at least $2,000 bucks. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens, a $2,000 drive worth making.
I'll take that drive every time.
At Crawford Pharmacy, we offer custom compounding. Our pharmacists are known for their attention to detail and unique expertise. So visit us at 2260 Chambliss Avenue, Cleveland, Tennessee. For personal assistance, walk right in or come up to our convenient drive-thru. Crawford Pharmacy, serving our community one person at a time.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
Are you having trouble filing for disability?
Seems no one is concerned about your pain, the waiting, the denials.
While some representatives will meet with you in court, we will meet with you now to discuss your plan. We'll review with you the same file that the judges will see. Call us now. Social Security Law Center at Logan Thompson.
You're entitled to better.
This segment of Tennessee Valley This Morning is brought to you by Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland and 2120 Chapman Road, Chattanooga. For your next new or previously owned vehicle, make it Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, the better way to buy.
Welcome back, folks, and we're here this morning with Jessica Carasquillo from Social Security Advocates. Welcome, Jessica.
Good morning. Thank you for having me this morning.
Good to have you back. This is not first guest time for you. I mean, you've been here before a couple times, actually. Your son's been on here singing, so that's why you was going to sing today.
Yeah, no.
You're a backup singer.
I think we'll stick to
You're
talking about
singer,
disability.
right?
I do that.
You back up as I ask you to sing, you keep backing up.
Exactly.
That's how I'm a backup singer. A solo, a solo, you can't hear me.
Exactly.
But we're here to talk about not the singing skills, which we'd like to hear
skills.
sometime, but
another time.
Advocates. What do you do?
We actually at Social Security Advocates handle Social Security disability claims. So we handle them from the initial process all the way up to the hearing level. We handle all the yucky stuff that people don't want to do. The paperwork, the talking with the doctors, the getting the medical records and submitting them to the Social Security Administration. And we do that as a free consultation. No fees unless you win. And I'll give you a little background first on Social Security Advocates. I am an accredited disability rep recognized by the Social Security Administration. So there may be some questions out there. What's the difference between an advocate versus an attorney? You do not have to be an attorney to represent people in their Social Security disability claim, but it does help if you have an accredited disability representative like myself. We handle Social Security claims 24/7. So we're up to date on all the regulations and all the laws and all the new changes that are happening in the administration and so forth.
Okay, and when I think about that, I've never had to file a claim, but what I think about is I guess it's called the Rainmaker. I think there's a movie called the Rainman. It had and it was where he was showing where the guy was filing an insurance claim, and they talk about the insurance companies. Right. First thing they do is deny it, no matter if it was all there. And I don't know how true that is.
Well, in Social Security disability claims here in the state of Tennessee, now I have offices here in Orlando, Florida, and I do work all up and down the East Coast for different claims and different claimants. But here in the state of Tennessee, 94% of cases get denied the first 2 times. So it's not uncommon where you hear people, I keep getting denied, I keep getting denied. The problem is that once they get denied, they don't know what to do with that denial. They don't read through the paperwork properly, or maybe they don't understand that they only have 60 days to appeal that decision, and they go ahead and start a new claim, which totally delays the process. Right. It's better to go ahead and appeal that claim. You'll have to go back through the Nashville system, which is the disability determination section. More than likely they'll deny you again. You have to appeal that again. And the whole process, James, usually takes anywhere from 2 to 2.5 years. Now, you're always going to have someone that says, well, I know so-and-so that got their benefits in 6 months. Usually that's not the case. It just depends on which section they were in or which appeal level they were in. And their age, their education, their work history, the disability itself, and whether or not they can be retrained to do another job and be substantially gainfully employed also comes into play. Right.
That's what I'm saying. So I was thinking that because, and the fact that you said you don't get paid unless you win. Right. So that makes you work 2, 3, 4 times as hard.
Exactly. And what we do have a 97% success rate at Social Security Advocates. And the reason for that is we have a good working relationship between the administration, the physicians, and the claimant. It's almost a 3-way process. The claimants help us, we help the claimants, we talk with their doctors, fill out all the appeals, we know the rigs, and that way we can work together to have a successful claim. The problem is that a lot of people don't understand why they're getting denied. It may be because they haven't been out of work for a long period of time, or it may be because they're not submitting the right documentation. That's why it's important to get someone like Social Security Advocates to represent you, to be able to help you through that process, because it is very, 1, tedious, and 2, it can be a little bit confusing because you get the same question asked over and over in different formats.
Not only that, overwhelming.
It is overwhelming.
You're dealing with that, and if you're because of the injury, you're dealing with hospitals, bills, and this and that. You're out of work. it's overwhelming. That's where, I mean, you come in and you take off that pressure and let them worry about this stuff and you worry about this.
We want our claimants to feel that we are approachable. We give them the attention that they deserve, you know, and they're not just a number. They're not just a file stuck in our cabinet. We really do care and are constantly pushing to try to get their disability claim approved. The problem is that when you're not feeling well, the last thing you're thinking about is a deadline or getting documentation from your doctors or anything else. So bring it to us. It's a free consultation, no fees unless you win. Our fees are regulated by the Social Security Administration. Anyone that does Social Security disability claims, their fees are regulated by the administration. It's a standard 25% of the past due benefits, not including any cost, but the Social Security, because I am an accredited disability representative, they pay me directly out of the client's past due benefits.
And so, and I guess calling you, like you said, you're giving all the credentials and everything, the things you do, is better than asking advice from a friend or a neighbor, because that's what people do.
Each case, and each case is totally different. Like I may have 90 back cases, but the actual case in itself, it may be different. You may have a 27-year-old that herniated his disc working at Amazon or wherever else, okay? But maybe his education is higher than the 50-year-old who's been working the same job for 35 years and has had numerous back surgeries. So it all depends on the case, the documentation, and their specific condition. You cannot just group them all. It's better, and what I advise is give our office a call. I'm sure you guys will put the number on the screen, but we'll say it just in case. It's 423-473-6714. Give us a call. We'll be able to let you know whether you have a good case or what we need to do to make sure that you have a successful claim.
Right. Yeah, because I can just see that. I mean, like I said, everyone's different.
Right.
With the same problem, but everything is situated. I mean, every variable is different. I mean, there's so many different variables that go together that make their claim unique to them.
Right.
I mean, if it was that easy, everybody could just go in and say, here it is.
Exactly. And the biggest thing, and I'm glad you brought that up, because we get a lot of phone calls all the time saying, well, I don't feel well and I'm disabled and I'm not getting approved. And the question that we ask is, well, where is your medical attention, or where have you been, who's your treating physician? Well, we don't have one. Social Security is going to deal directly with your medical records. Your whole entire claim is based on medical records. So it gets into a catch-22, because if people don't have insurance, they can't get the medical treatment, which makes it hard for us to be able to prove your disability claim. So it's a catch-22.
So there's got to be history there.
Right. You have to be able to prove what's the reason you're not able to work. And okay, you may not be able to work that specific job, but are you able to work a less demanding job?
Okay. Now, who would be, I guess, a client that you would look for?
Usually here, the case scenarios that are the best are over 50, because at that point, they're stating that vocational adjustment is going to be harder, okay? But anybody can really be a claimant. We've had child's cases before. Those are very, very tricky and very hard to win. We have been successful, but they're very difficult because there's not a job history for the judge or the administration to say you can't work anymore and you can't, no longer go to work. And also with children's cases, it gets more difficult because it depends on the income that's coming into the household. We got two kinds of disability claims, SSI or regular disability. The SSI is income-based only, and that's for people who have not worked at all or have worked very little and have not paid enough into the system. The Title II or the regular disability is for people who have worked, have enough quarters of coverage, have paid their Social Security taxes. And the reason I say that is because you may be self-employed, but if you're not paying your Social Security taxes in, you're not eligible for regular disability if you haven't paid them in.
Right.
So
it's just so much there.
It's a lot. It's not just filling out paperwork and thinking you're going to win. You really want somebody that's going to be paying attention to your claim and making sure that nothing falls through the cracks.
And what they need to do is take away, is any advice given to them from family members, friends, all this, block that out, come see you guys, and let you guys say, this is exactly how it's going to work.
Exactly. And then we'll also give them some ideas or some suggestions that they need to do to make their claim stronger, because a lot of people, when they're not feeling well, they're not thinking about that. What do I need to do to be able to prove? That's our job. That's what we need to do, and that's what you let us, if they come in, you're handing over basically your financial and medical future as far as health insurance and so forth in our hands, and we take that very seriously. We take it very seriously.
Okay. Now, what age? I mean, Up to, I mean,
well,
what's
all the way
what's some of the
from
gifts you've seen?
From in their 20s all the way up to 63.
Okay.
And you might say, well, you can do early retirement at 62. The problem with that is if you become disabled and you say, okay, I'll retire at 62, you automatically lose 20% of your benefits because you're accepting early retirement.
Not only that, if you've been hurt on the job or hurt because of a job,
right,
and you go into retirement and then suddenly you find out later on that you've got all this medical
Correct.
bills and stuff that's, you earned it. I mean, not so much earned it, but you're doing
well,
it.
you paid into the
Right.
you paid into the Social Security system
might
by
as well.
paying your taxes. The other thing is, a lot of people, we get a lot of phone calls is, I've been out of work for 5 years or 6 years. I was doing a workers' compensation claim. My attorney or my advisor told me not to file for disability until the workers' comp claims. Well, what happens then, you run out of your time of being insured,
Right.
because after 5 years, you haven't paid money throughout all this time, so you're what's called the date last insured. You run out. It's a lot of technicality. That's why you have the experts take care of the situation. Come to us. It's a free consultation. We'll be more than happy to help you out and make sure that we get all that, all those little
The jargon. And
exactly.
everything. Yeah, the jargon.
Exactly.
I mean, you know what it is. I mean,
Exactly.
you've seen the court papers
Right.
or the documentation. You know what. They're stressed out because you've got 10 pages.
Exactly.
Like, no, don't worry about it. We know how to do
And we're
this.
not just stuck to this area. We literally do all the East Coast.
We have different offices, correct?
I have an extra office or a branch office in Orlando, but I also do cases because we do everything on the internet, and we are able to maneuver with electronic medical records and so forth, that we're able to represent people all over the East Coast, some of the Midwest states, and we've been very successful in that area too.
That's right. I'll say you've got some women in there that's working nonstop. In there. I mean, they're always in there. You guys are always there.
I do. I have a very great staff. I am super blessed to have them. I mean, the core of a good business is to have good people, and I don't even call them staff. They're team members. So.
I'll say, you guys are family in there.
Exactly.
And well, we're down to a couple minutes. Let people know how they can find you, how to call you.
Yeah,
website,
we're
everything.
located by Cleveland State Community College on Atkinson Street at the Cleveland Bradley Business Incubator, or you can give us a call at 473-6714. We'll be able to give you that information. I believe it's going to be on the screen. Is that correct? 473-6714, and we'll set up an appointment as quickly as we can and help you out.
Okay, website?
Website is socialsecurity-advocates.com. We also have a Facebook page. Go on there, like us. We give some tidbits in there and so forth, and we put some of our shows on there so that people can see what we're doing and so forth.
Okay. Well, folks, we're going to go to a commercial break, but we do appreciate Jessica being on the show today and some great information there. And I'm sure, like you said, free consult. Call you up, if you have questions. Call you up and.
Thank you for
having me. Let them do the work for you. Let them do the work for you. Take the stress away and everything. But even if you know somebody that can use their services, give them a call. Go by there and take some stress away. I mean, that's the thing I can see is stress.
Exactly.
That's the worst thing right now. You're going through something like this is stress on them.
Exactly.
Folks, we do appreciate Jessica being here this morning, and we're going to go to commercial break and come back with our fireman, Gil.
Town Americana, where trucks are big and bold, and a handshake is firm, and your word is gold. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens is a $2,000 drive. Maybe you're coming from here or here, doesn't matter. Buying a truck from Don Ledford in Athens will save you at least $2,000. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens, a $2,000 drive worth making.
I'll take that drive every time.
At Crawford Pharmacy, we offer custom compounding. Our pharmacists are known for their attention to detail and unique expertise. So visit us at 2260 Chambliss Avenue, Cleveland, Tennessee. For personal assistance, walk right in or come up to our convenient drive-thru. Crawford Pharmacy, serving our community one person at a time.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
Are you having trouble filing for disability?
Seems no one is concerned about your pain, the waiting, the denials.
While some representatives will meet with you in court, we will meet with you now to discuss your plan. We'll review with you the same file that the judges will see. Call us now. Social Security Law Center at Logan Thompson.
You're entitled to better.
This segment of Tennessee Valley This Morning is brought to you by Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland and 2120 Chapman Road, Chattanooga. For your next new or previously owned vehicle, make it Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, the better way to buy.
Welcome back, folks, and we're here with Gil Frederick.
Mr. September.
Mr. September. James,
Hardly.
give me my month on the calendar.
Mr. September.
Oh my gosh.
Now everybody's wanting to know where to get the calendar.
Cue music, Joe. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh my
James,
God.
you scare our guests.
Yes.
Before they even get over here in the hot seat, you've already got them terrified because they don't know what you're going to ask or say.
Mr. September. That's what everybody going up there at Carrie's going to call you from now on, Mr. September.
I appreciate that. I really do.
Folks, I don't know when the calendar's going to be out, but look for September.
Look for September.
Mr. September. Oktoberfest. Oktoberfest. Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
We just moved into, we bumped him back to October, like Mr. Oktoberfest.
Oh, that's okay.
All right, Gil.
Seriously.
All fun aside, we are here. Gil's our guest this morning. 4th of July is next Thursday, and fire safety, not just 4th of July, but we want to talk about, a lot of other stuff that's going to go on. People are dragging out grills.
That's
They have
right.
not checked them out. That's, beehives in there, everything else.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff gnawed on the gas line. So we're going to let you tell us, what to look for, what not to do. So give us your advice.
Okay. Well, let's start with fireworks,
Okay.
because those are very popular, of course, this time of year. 4th of July is the most popular time for fireworks. There are other occasions, but of course that's the most popular. That's also the highest number of calls usually for the fire service, and the highest number of calls pertain to fires and fires caused by fireworks.
Right.
So those kind of go hand in hand, obviously. So of course now the best option that you can take and to keep your family safe from fireworks is to not purchase residential or non-commercial fireworks, and to go see the professionals put on their shows and watch their stuff. Their stuff is much bigger, much louder, much more impressive, and a lot less dangerous as far as they're trained, they know what they're doing. But there are still people that want to shoot fireworks. I know as a kid that I did. I'm very fortunate because as an adult now, I look back on some of the things that I did, and I would certainly think that a majority of adults would be able to do the same thing and think, God, how did I not lose an eye or a hand or set something on fire? And some adults may look back and think, oh, I remember when I did blow one up in my hand, or I started a fire, or, So we get a lot of that. We get a lot of fireworks, primarily shot by children and young adults that are not supervised by more responsible individuals and adults that end up having bottle rocket wars and all the stuff that sounds fun as a kid until
Looks
you
good
get
on
hit
TV,
by it.
but
Yeah, it looks real good on TV. But in reality, it's fun until you get hit, and then it's not fun anymore. It
fire
hurts.
your clothes and miss somebody, and the next thing you know, the neighbor's house is on fire. I mean,
Absolutely, I've seen that done. I've seen brush and grass fires started with fireworks. I've seen fireworks shot into houses and catch the house on fire, and other injuries based, from fireworks.
So you're saying adult supervision.
If you have to shoot fireworks, adult supervision, and just sprinkled with common sense.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no drunken uncles.
Correct.
No drunken uncles, you know,
No
saying, "Oh, let me do this."
Right,
yeah.
right. That's exactly right. Alcohol and fireworks can be pretty dangerous. Of course, any time that you shoot fireworks, you want to make sure that you're in a space where it's applicable for that.
Right.
You need to know the type of firework that you're shooting, how it's going to react, what type of surface you need to shoot it off of. You know, I didn't even realize until just a few years ago, if I ever shot a Roman candle or saw them shot, it was somebody doing this right here.
Well, that's what you see. I mean, that's
right.
they're always shooting each other.
And at some point, they've either required companies to print certain things on fireworks, like whether they're aerials or whether they roll on the ground or fountain or whatever they do. Yeah, they absolutely do need to do that.
Read it.
That's absolutely right. And people need to read it, right.
You get these little fireworks in the shape of a tank. You don't know what it's going to do.
Right.
You sit down and starts rolling forward, and all of a sudden it starts blowing up and going 15 different directions.
Yeah.
You don't know that a lot of times. You know, it just says, fun.
Yeah, and some of them don't even roll. Some of them are tanks that just explode or shoot stuff out. Yeah. And so
they've got so many different ones now.
Yeah, reading, if there's any literature on the firework at all, reading that material, reading that literature, and knowing how to use it properly is very key.
Especially if you can find it in English on it.
Yes, usually
it's like usually a caution, that's it. It's like, now what's the rest of it say? Yeah. It's like 4 different languages, and I don't know. I mean, I flunked Spanish, so I
think it's maybe written in Chinese or something like that.
A lot of times it is.
Yeah, so
Hong Kong, I think.
Yeah, but Roman candles. I think I read on one that it's supposed to be in sand, like a bucket of sand, to keep it from falling over. Yeah. I never knew that. Like I said, all I ever saw anybody shoot them was holding them like that. So that's incorrect, and that's dangerous. So shooting bottle rockets out of glass and metal cans is not recommended.
Right. They talk about tube or pipe.
And lighting them and throwing them up in the air is not recommended. Laying them down. There's a couple of websites I'd like to give the public where they can look up some information pertaining to everything that we're going to talk about today, plus tax. So the United States Fire Administration has a website. They are under FEMA, and their website is usfa.fema.gov. And when you click on that, or when you type that in and click enter, then it brings up just a slideshow of different types of topics. What's most current right now is going to be fireworks and cooking, barbecuing, and things like that. So usfa.fema.gov is a good resource for safety. NFPA, which is the National Fire Protection Agency, it has a great website, and it's nfpa.org. Okay. Great tips. In fact, I watched 3 or 4 videos off of both of those websites over the last week or so, and great source of information. It shows one of the videos where a family had gone to another family's house where families were congregating for the 4th of July, and apparently they had fireworks laying out on a table on a deck, all on the table. Somebody lit one, which somehow that firework, as it was lit, got into the pile and just exploded. All these fireworks are going off, and there were several injuries, and the structure caught on fire as well. So, that's another safety thing, is if you're going to have fireworks and shoot fireworks, then the storage pile needs to be somewhere separate and away from a good distance from where you're shooting. So that we don't recommend that you carry fireworks in your hand. Don't put fireworks in your pockets, especially like a shirt pocket. Or don't lean over the firework. As you light it with a tool that's long, like a long grill lighter or a fireplace match, something that puts that flame out there. If you've ever lit in a fuse, you know that when that fuse lights, it kind of goes, it gets large. Even if it's a short fuse, then you can burn your hand. So the bunts that they give at some fireworks stores are good. They're long.
Don't try it with the Roman candle.
Don't try it with a Roman candle. No,
light one off the other.
Or sparklers.
Sparklers, and I was thinking that sparklers. You think, oh, that's just a little you know, a little sparkle on a stick, but those things get hot. That thing turns
up to
red.
1,200 degrees.
So just don't throw
Glass
it down.
melts at 925
you know, you
degrees.
see them all in the yard and stuff. People just throwing them down in the yard.
I
after
can
they get
remember
done.
as kids, we held them and ran with them. How
Yes.
stupid was
Yeah.
that? You know?
That wire and the fall on your foot, because a lot of people were wearing sandals because it's warm outside.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Or slinging it around like that.
Yeah.
You sling it in somebody's eye.
Flings
or
off,
hit
yeah.
them. Yeah. Very
some stupid
dangerous.
stuff.
So
Yeah.
just a simple, I mean, these things go towards just the simplest of fireworks can be dangerous.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Absolutely.
And little spinner things, you know, that fly up in the air. Those were always popular.
Yeah.
You know, they're 25 cents a pack. And you do,
Or the chasers that, you know, and then everybody gather around them.
And
Oh,
you
it's
sit
going to
there-
get somebody.
and we're holding your breath while you watch it go under 15 cars.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, like I say, as a kid, that's fun and funny until you get hit or hurt. And then it's not funny anymore.
Yeah, they just hollered, State Farm, you're there.
That's right. Yeah.
Gil, where are you? Oh,
You were
Gil,
on a
you know,
roll
it's
this morning.
October. You ain't going to see Gil this month.
He had his Wheaties this
They must
morning.
have. Goodness gracious.
He's on it.
So grilling.
Yes,
American-
outdoor grilling. If you have a charcoal grill, then you know, most bags you can light the bag that burns the charcoal, or you dump the charcoal out, stack the charcoal, and most have a lot of charcoal have lighter fluid already in them. If you have to add lighter fluid to a burning stack of charcoal, then we don't recommend that you squirt. You know, on the
10 feet
fire.
away.
You can run back and that's
kind of
not-
like the gas can. You
Yeah,
know,
right.
Pour it
And
on
that's
fire.
another thing. That's a very good point.
Yeah.
Do not start any fire with gasoline. I can tell you that it's not good.
It's like,
Yes,
I've never done that.
gasoline is designed to explode. That's what it does, and it
Combust,
does it
yeah.
very well. Very well.
I've got
I didn't mean to
eyebrows.
get you off track
My eyebrows
there.
are
No, it's fine.
I've got limited eyebrows from learning that.
Yeah, I'm not going to go there, but when the charcoal, once you do your cooking and everything, and you can either, I would leave the charcoal in the container there and just let it cool for several hours. If you want to dump it into a container, then it needs to be a metal container, not a cardboard box. And you can dump it into a metal container, pour water in it. If you do that, stir it and douse it again, so that it's completely out. Same with a campfire. Stir it or douse it, stir and douse again. Okay. It protects. It gets a protective crust over it, so it's still hot in the center. You always want to make sure the lid is open on your grill before you light it. If you have the auto ignition, the button that creates a little spark in there, if it's enclosed, it can create an explosion inside. So gas is very dangerous.
I was saying, because you're filling
propane.
that whole chamber with gas. That's basically
correct.
what you're doing. You've opened that nozzle.
Right, and they always say that, you know, if you try to light the burner and it does not light, turn everything off, let it air out for a little while, then go back and try lighting it again. So also, you know, when you light charcoal, or then it flares up, then we always want to keep grills, regardless of whether they're gas or charcoal, away from the siding. This new plastic siding, it's plastic. It melts and burns, and that runs right up the side of the house, up into the eaves and into the attic. Wow. So you pull those grills away from that siding. Never leave a campfire or a grill unattended.
I say vinyl siding, it burns.
Oh, it burns really good.
My brother-in-law had a home improvement company that somebody said I guess it caught fire.
Yep.
And he had siding there, and that thing burnt hot and forever.
Yeah,
We're going to take a break. And folks, we're going to take a break, and we've got some more information for you, so stay tuned, and we'll see you back in just a few moments.
Town Americana, where trucks are big and bold, and a handshake is firm, and your word is gold. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens is a $2,000 drive. Maybe you're coming from here or here, doesn't matter. Buying a truck from Don Ledford in Athens will save you at least $2,000 bucks. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens, a $2,000 drive worth making.
I'll take that drive every time.
At Crawford Pharmacy, we offer custom compounding. Our pharmacists are known for their attention to detail and unique expertise. So visit us at 2260 Chambliss Avenue, Cleveland, Tennessee. For personal assistance, walk right in or come up to our convenient drive-thru. Crawford Pharmacy, serving our community one person at a time.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
Are you having trouble filing for disability?
Seems no one is concerned about your pain, the waiting, the denials.
While some representatives will meet with you in court, we will meet with you now to discuss your plan. We'll review with you the same file that the judges will see. Call us now. Social Security Law Center at Logan Thompson.
You're entitled to better.
This segment of Tennessee Valley This Morning is brought to you by Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland and 2120 Chapman Road, Chattanooga. For your next new or previously owned vehicle, make it Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, the better way to buy.
Welcome back, folks, and we're still here with Gil. We're not finished. He's
Still
got
have
a
my
lot
shirt
of information.
Mr. OCT, Mr. October.
OCT.
But Gil's giving some good information. 4th of July
is.
coming up. Summer's here. You know, I'm sure people have been dragging out those grills, and we talk about the grills and servicing. I mean, that's a big plus.
Absolutely. Cleaning the grill is a big thing because grease buildup. Not only just the top of the grill, but in the bottom, there's usually there's a tray or some kind of rack that catches grease in the bottom.
The bucket,
some kind of little bucket or drip cup. Those need to be cleaned. The grease burns very well, so so if it gets hot enough inside that grill, that could catch that material on fire as well, and then your pork chops are no good anymore.
Yeah. And Gil's there. Saying, hey,
your pork chops are good. Yeah, well, not me. No, I'm not there unless the pork chops are good.
But I mean, it's even like you know, we had one that had sat outside, got it out to use it, and the little cover, you know, the grease drops down on, has started to rust through.
Yeah.
You know, that became, you know, I don't think we even use it now. We don't even use the grill because, you know, it's like I can't find the part. But you know, that alone, I could see just that becoming a hazard.
Sure. Yeah. And it's good to just to go do an inspection. There's a line that runs into the burner. You have to get underneath it and look, but just to make sure that nobody has, you know, dirt daubers or wasps or has clogged that line up at all, or that I think we were talking earlier about nobody's chewed a line through the gas.
I mean, you got all that grease, all that food, the mice, rats, whatever you
absolutely. Got. Raccoons, fox get in there. I mean, there's all kinds of possum. That get in there and can chew on that line. And another good tip is that when you're done with your grill, is to turn the cylinder off. Don't leave the cylinder on and just turn the knobs off on the grill. Reach down there and turn that. Turn that. Yeah, because there's gas in that line the whole time.
And it goes back to, you know, it takes something to bite through that.
That's correct.
And all through it, dry rot.
Yeah.
And you're starting just filling up your whole, you know, garage, whatever it is, with gas.
Right. Absolutely. Then all you need is an ignition source. If you have a gas water heater or something like that with an open flame, boom.
Yeah. So here comes Gil out again. Except for October.
Except for October.
Yeah, he's got October off.
I need to talk to you.
Oh, you still want September back?
Oh,
Mr. October.
James.
So, you know, anything else? We've got a few minutes left before we go to our next break. What else, Gil?
Well, yeah, I mean, there are several. Of course, we talked back to fireworks. We talked about just having some common sense and using some common sense. And I gave you the sites, right? USFA.FEMA.gov, okay, and NFPA.com. Let me get this over. I've got cheat nuts and I'm going to use them. Snug clothing, either where you're shooting fireworks or cooking on a grill. Snug clothing, not loose clothing that can catch fire. Everyone needs to know how to stop, drop, and roll. We do that with kids, but that's something that we need to understand throughout our life, is that if our clothes catch on fire, we don't run. We stop where we are, cover your face with your hands, lay on the ground, and just roll back and forth and smother that fire out. If you have, I know we're kind of talking about cooking, but this is something that we see a lot of, is grease fires in kitchens, where people pick up the pan because they panic and want to take that pan that's on fire outside and throw that grease that's on fire outside. And almost every single one of them that we go to like that, somebody ends up getting burnt. Right. If they don't spread that fire throughout the house, then, and there's people that cook on grease outside on their grill too. Open flame and grease, very dangerous combination, so be very careful. You always want to keep baking soda on hand, or the lid to the pot that you're cooking the oil in, so that you can cover it with a lid, or a wet rag. Do not use water. Water makes a very violent reaction and is very dangerous. So, and do not squirt a fire extinguisher directly into a pan that's on fire, because it will blow that fire and that grease up, onto the cabinets and backsplash. Yeah, you can put your thumb over the nozzle and let it rain down on it, but yeah, that's some other stuff. If you have long hair, tie your hair up if you shoot fireworks.
Okay, that's men and women.
Just be careful. That's something,
Yeah.
Common sense, like you said, common sense.
It's just easy. Yeah, it's just easy to lose.
Parental supervision.
Absolutely.
Just because you're 9 years old, you don't need to be out there doing it. I mean, it seems fun and harmless, but many people laid in hospitals around the country.
That's right.
And burn units that saying, I thought the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Gil, we do appreciate you being on here today. That's some great information. And folks, you heard it from Gil, Mr. October. But folks, we're gonna go to break. We got a next guest coming on, and we do appreciate Gil for being here. We're gonna have you back, in October.
In October.
But folks, we do appreciate Gil being here. We really do. It does a great job for the city, surrounding area. Fire protection, fire safety, and we do appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Folks, we're going to go to break. We'll be back in just a minute with our third guest, and stay tuned.
Town Americana, where trucks are big and bold, and a handshake is firm, and your word is gold. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens is a $2,000 drive. Maybe you're coming from here or here. Doesn't matter. Buying a truck from Don Ledford in Athens will save you at least $2,000. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens, a $2,000 drive worth making.
I'll take that drive every time.
At Crawford Pharmacy, we offer custom compounding. Our pharmacists are known for their attention to detail and unique expertise. So visit us at 2260 Chambliss Avenue, Cleveland, Tennessee. For personal assistance, walk right in, or come up to our convenient drive-thru. Crawford Pharmacy, serving our community one person at a time.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
Are you having trouble filing for disability?
Seems no one is concerned about your pain, the waiting, the denials.
While some representatives will meet with you in court, we will meet with you now to discuss your plan. We'll review with you the same file that the judges will see. Call us now. Social Security Law Center at Logan Thompson.
You're entitled to better.
This segment of Tennessee Valley This Morning is brought to you by Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland and 2120 Chapman Road, Chattanooga. For your next new or previously owned vehicle, make it Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, the better way to buy.
Welcome back, folks, and we're glad to be here with our third guest this morning, Jamie Ryan from Blush Magazine. I'm sure many of you are familiar with Blush.
I hope so.
Even then, I mean, you know, our guest right before you, Gil, we was talking about that. We know with the big magazine,
right?
It's oversized, you know.
It is. It is oversized. It's tall and thin, as I like to say, which I always wanted to be.
I have been that way for a long time.
I don't think I ever was and will. So. It is what it is.
You're blushing right there.
I know, I'm blushing.
Yes. We know where the name came from, Blush.
That's right.
So give us a little bit of background on Blush.
I'd be happy to, thanks. Well, as you said, I'm Jamie Ryan. I'm the publisher and one of the owners of Blush Magazine. Blush has been around since almost 7 years. Wow. November of 2006 was our first issue of Blush, and we designed the magazine to be full of power, passion, and possibilities. Basically a women's magazine, but we don't discriminate. We have many male readers. We say sneaky male readers, but they don't have to sneak around to read it. That's quite all right by us if they read it. And it's a fabulous publication that's full of tips on romance, on fashion, on beauty, and what to do and where to go in the community. So it's a great publication that's complimentary. So if you see one on a table at your doctor's office, wherever you may be in a shop, it is a free publication. So feel free to take it home, pass it along to one of your friends, or keep it for yourself. It's a wonderful resource for years to come. And it's a themed magazine. Each issue is usually based around one of the themes. The May issue, for instance, was our wedding issue. I wanted to show you the very, very first one. This is our very first issue, so you can see what it looks like. But this is our June issue that's out currently. And if you see that lying around, feel free, like I said, to pick it up and look through it. This is our Zen issue, which is all about relaxation, meditation. And we love to feature and promote local people and places. So when you go through the magazine, you'll probably find something that you find interesting or something that you may already know about, and we'll love to share it with one of your friends when you're reading it.
Well, I saw the one issue here, the first one. It had something about, you know, ways to use your iPod. I mean, that's becoming, you know, something that, you know, as a man, I would pick up and say, you know what, my wife has an iPod. You know, I can find out ways that she can use it. And I can see that's tips to buy gifts.
Exactly. And that's exactly what it is.
men's use in the magazine.
Well, it's funny that you said that, James, because our very first issue, when it came out, my very first phone call was from a man who was about 66 years old, and he called to let me know that he was retired. He was doing a part-time job at night, doing janitorial work, needed a break. He saw a very, very beautiful, colorful magazine and said, I'll just take about a 10-minute break. And his 10-minute break turned into about an hour, and he read it cover to cover, and he then took it home to his wife for her to enjoy. And that's how the magazine just spread and kept growing. So we're very, very proud of our 60,000 plus readers, wow. 600 locations found anywhere in the community throughout the North Georgia and Chattanooga, Cleveland, and Northwest area.
I'll say we see several different locations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you said that. It reminds me that on typically around page 12 or so of the magazine, we have our distribution locations all ready for you to check out where you can find the magazine. And it's great because it gives you an instant recall of where to go in the publication.
That's small print, so you know, there's quite a bit.
Yeah, all through here, and you can find the magazine by a location. And if you look in Cleveland, it'll tell you Sky Ridge Medical Center, Siskin Therapy Center. It'll give you the locations where you can pick up the magazine complimentary.
Okay.
Okay.
And someone can call you up from that page, and if they wanted to become a distribution point?
If somebody would like to be a distribution point, we'd love for them to contact me. I'm Jamie at blushmag.net,
or they can go to page 2 of the magazine, and there's a list of phone numbers, and they
Right.
can contact one of us on the listing for the phone number, or they can read the magazine online at blushmag.net, and they can then see that as well.
Okay. Now, you mentioned earlier this is free to the public, but it's based, I mean, it's advertisement. I mean, that's how it pays.
Yes, we value our advertisers. We look at them as partners to our publication. Our advertisers are fabulous. We have some that have been with us since the very, very beginning, and we appreciate them and value them tremendously. We try and promote them as much as possible, as well as sponsorships that we do on a regular basis for people like United Way. I mentioned Siskin. We've done, just this past weekend, we were working with the Partnership for Families and Child and Adults, and we sponsored the Chattanooga Dancing with the Dancing with the Stars Chattanooga, and it was a fabulous night at the Tivoli Theater, and Tony Dovolani with Dancing with the Stars was there as the MC and dancer of the night, so to speak. And he did a fabulous job, as well as all the local dancers, raising money for such wonderful causes in the community. So we are very, very proud to be a part of that and being able to give back to the community.
So see, that's wonderful. I mean,
yes.
That is good. And so your advertisement, I mean, they can get hold of you the same way, second page in there?
Our advertisers can be reached.
Well, I'm talking about if somebody want to
advertise. For advertising,
yes.
Please, if you are interested in advertising, like I said, you can reach me at 770-650-1102, extension 142, or one of our local reps that is on page 2. They can contact one of those reps as well, and we'd be happy to help you in any way we can for advertising.
We got Stace. I like to ask a question.
Yeah. I know. We're kind of going out of sequence here.
Yeah,
so
we're kind of all over the place here. That's what I was
trying
looking
to think
at.
What we haven't
we had some notes, and there's giveaways in your magazine.
Thank you so much for reminding me, Stace. I appreciate it. Yes, we always love to not only give back to our readers, but we love to give back to anybody involved with the community. But we feel that our magazine is a great partnership between our advertisers and our readers. So our advertisers have been very, very supportive. And we have on page 5 of the magazine a Reader of the Month giveaway. This month we had a $100 gift certificate to Fork and Pie Bar, and one lucky reader will win that certificate. And what we did was we asked, what would you invent to make your life easier? And then after we received those entries as to what would be the thing to make their life easier, or in the month prior it was, we asked what was your favorite way to relax after a stressful day. Then the entries are then put into the magazine, and the winner then receives that gift. So it's a great way for us to partner and build those relationships with our advertisers as well as our readers.
I'll say it becomes interactive.
Very much so. Thank you for putting those words that I am groping for. But yes, it's very interactive for both our readers as well as our advertisers. So very happy and proud of the fact that we have so many giving and really wonderful people in the community to be a part of the publication.
Right.
Any other questions I can answer?
Now, you sponsor a lot of charitable organizations too.
We
I mean, you
do.
talked about the Dancing with the Stars thing, but
Yes.
there's more than just that.
There's much more. Actually, we have always been very much active in the community, and felt like even a department in our magazine called Step Up, which is right here, it is a wonderful vehicle that the United Way provides information as to how the readers can take part in their community and give back as well. So there's many, many opportunities that you can be something with McCamey Animal Center or something to do with the Hospice of Chattanooga. And we're very, very fortunate that Goodwill and Hospice, those types of organizations have all been a very active part of our magazine, and we've been very active with them as well, so that we can all help and provide a wonderful place for everybody to be a part of.
That's good. You cover everything. I mean,
Yeah,
we try to. There's always great recipes in the magazine.
I was going to ask that next.
We actually have, you like food,
yeah.
right?
I love cooking.
Fire It Up is one of our departments in the magazine, and there's usually a nice recipe towards the back of the publication, as well as what there might need to be doing. There's a department called Pencil It In, so if you need to know what to do and you're looking for something to preoccupy your time, in the back of the magazine is Pencil It In, and we do it by date and title, so it's very, very easy to find and wonderful vehicle to help use as a resource to occupy your spare time when you're not on the show.
Now, articles throughout. Now, is that all from writers on staff, or do you have submissions from like outside sources?
Well, we have a local writer, Nancy Henderson, and she's fabulous. We have a few departments that she takes care of around town in season. These are articles that are pretty regular that we like to highlight women. Her Mark is a wonderful profile of women and doing great things, and Nancy's been fabulous for us. And we have a local staff of account executive folks, but then in addition we also have staff that do write for us as well. We have an editor, Kate Parrott, who's terrific, and she has a slew of writers that we use on a regular basis. But if anybody is ever interested in submitting something, they could always find her at editor1, and that's the number 1 at blushmag.net, and submit anything that they feel is relevant to her.
Okay. We've got a couple minutes left. I do want you to go ahead and give us your information again. How people can call you and contact you.
Right. Jamie Ryan at blushmag.net, and that is also online at blushmag.net, and you can reach us at my personal number is 770-650-1102, extension 142. We'd be happy to hear from you and see what we can do to help you.
Okay. Well, Jamie, we have about a minute and a half left. Anything you want the readers to go away with? Anything at all?
Just know that we are here as part of the community, looking forward to assisting and promoting everything that goes on in the area. So please let us know how we can help. If you'd like to advertise or be a part of the magazine, we'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much.
We appreciate you being on here today,
Definitely.
and we know it's a long drive from Atlanta this early in the morning.
Come often. I'm glad to be here. This is home away from home for me, so happy to be here.
Well, folks, we do appreciate Jamie being here this morning, and we'll tune in. We play again 6:30, 7:30 this morning, but again this afternoon at noon to 1. You know, advertisement
pick up the magazine.
Pick up the magazine, like you said, it's free, but also advertisement. You know, interactive. You know, join some of the contests they do. I mean, just recipes. I mean, just men, pick it up. Look for things for your wives. You know, your sisters, your mothers, your daughters, whatever. I mean, it tells a lot. I just seen her flip through the pages a lot. I'm gonna pick it up. I'm gonna get a copy from her now. You know.
We want to give it out, so just let us know if you need a copy, and we'll try and add you to our distribution list.
Okay, folks, there you go. Appreciate it very much for being here, and Gil also, and Jessica for being on the show today. And folks, we'll see you again next Friday. So we'll see you then.